when we talk about digitization, we focus on high-tech fields. And to be sure, high-tech fields can benefit a lot from digitization. But even one of the most basic jobs on Earth also has a lot to gain. Our next speaker is the global head of farming, digital farming, at Bayer, one of our Cube global partners. That is a mouthful. And he's going to be talking to us about the future of digital farming and ways for farmers and startups to work together and make things better. Give it up for Tobias Mehne.
Hello, everyone. How do you guys feel about the future of agriculture? Are you as happy and as confident as these kids here? I'm not. Personally, I believe that agriculture and agronomy currently faces a ton of challenges. Actually, unprecedented challenges. Challenges which were not around a couple of years ago. I personally was working on a farm before, and I saw those challenges. If we are not all together overcoming those challenges, we are really in a mess. This is not about agriculture or farming. This is about the question if we as mankind will have enough food to keep prices for bread, for tortillas, or for rice at acceptable prices. To keep them from rocketing as they did in 2008. For most of us here, this might not be really an issue if prices go up. For 1 billion people of the planet, that is the most important issue. And if we are not overcoming those challenges farming is facing currently, 1 billion people on the planet will not have quality food at affordable price. Let's dive a little bit into those challenges. And I brought a few examples from our farm. I was working on a farm in Ukraine, and we were facing a lot of new challenges, like you see here, challenges around diseases. So any kind of crop is attacked by disease. That's nothing new. That has happened for thousands of years. What is new is that we see totally new diseases moving into the space. We saw new diseases at our crops being attacked by new diseases which were not around a couple of years ago. We have new diseases coming into Europe which have not been here. We see new diseases into crops going into Latin America which haven't been there. As a farmer, I don't know what really to do here in that kind of situation. If you're not taking appropriate measures as a farmer, this is not a matter of having a little less or a little more. This is killing your crop. That means zero harvest, if you don't bring this under control. Look at this cutie here. Anyone here in the audience who likes soy products, be it soy sauce, tofu, soy milk? Then you share something with this little friend. Loves, this is called Helicoverpa, loves soy. Here's the problem. This Helicoverpa, this little cutie here, didn't love soy 5 or 6 years ago. Only started to love soy at about that time. Totally surprising for Brazilian agriculture. That problem didn't exist before. If we are not doing something about that, there is zero harvest. This is not a matter of 5% up or down. This is a matter of harvesting or non-harvesting. So how, as a farmer, can you really prepare for something you never saw coming? How do you do that? This is one of the super weeds. There are actually many of them. Super weeds means they're just growing. Whatever you're doing, they are there. You can't harvest anymore. They are in the US, they are in Brazil, they are in Europe. Forget it. No agriculture possible anymore on those fields. It's not about a little less, a little more. It's about zero harvest. Now, some of you might say, hold on for a minute. Aren't you talking from Bayer? Aren't you also kind of responsible-ish for that kind of problem we're in? If you want to have a detailed discussion on that, please see me after that for a coffee or a beer, because I have a very clear personal opinion about that. But here is that one argument. If we wouldn't have an agricultural system as we have today, we wouldn't be 7 billion people on the planet, we would be 3 or 4. Number one. Number two, and I think we all, and I hope we all agree here, the agricultural system we have today is and must not be the agricultural system of the future. And when I joined Bayer 3 years ago, I was totally amazed how brave this organization is to say, hey, we need to embrace different technologies. We need to embrace technologies which are not as close to our heart as seeds or crop protection. We need to bring people like you guys here in really to solve those problems. Because we need high tech at its very finest to solve those challenges of agriculture. And of course, to many of those problems, technology is a solution. Just a real challenge is we need really to pull this all off together. And therefore, I'm so thankful to see many of the startups here with whom we are already collaborating. And I'm on a mission here to find more partners where together we can really solve those problems I'm presenting, as well as a couple of others. So let me share a few of the thoughts and topics what we are currently doing to stimulate your thinking a bit, all with the hope and ambition that after my talk, you come and say, hey, I have a ton of better ideas than those guys at Bayer. Let me talk to them, let us partner, and let us really together evolve into a better agricultural future. So one of the challenges farmers all the time had was, well, if I have a field, why do I apply, for example, a crop protection product all across that field? Wouldn't it be really nice to target that application to be more efficient? By the way, economically very interesting for the grower, as well as environmentally very sustainable. For example, we have invested in technology to see weeds from space, as well as using drones, to really create application maps to put really the weed killer or the herbicide exactly on those spots where the weed is growing. By that, reducing the amount of crop protection products used tremendously. We're doing the same for diseases. From space, we're able to see diseases so early that we can apply less crop protection products to contain the disease, achieve a healthy crop with less inputs. But farmers around the world are very different. Not every farmer needs satellite pictures which go automatically in his machinery. That is very important for the big farmers, like we have them in Australia, in the US, in Eastern Europe, in Brazil. But overall, globally, we have almost 1 billion people who are doing farming and who are smart farmers and small farmers. Over 1 billion people. They don't have a lot of machinery. They very often can't read. Very often they can't write. And almost none of them has an agricultural or agronomical education. So for them, it's unbelievably hard to tap into knowledge, into understanding what should I do really agronomically to grow a healthy crop. They have the same ambition as the big farmers. They want to have good yields. They want to produce nutrients and nutrient food very often to feed directly their family. So we ask ourselves, well, what can we do for the big guys as much as what can we do for that 1 billion people as small farmers? Together with many companies here and some of the partners, we said, well, how can we overcome the tremendous complexity of farming? If you look at India, for example, many different languages and dialects. Agronomy is so different from that part to the other part of India. So how do we really bring tangible value to those growers really on the ground? We, for example, you see that here, we developed a mobile product, mobile application, where farmers, just by taking a picture, can see, hey, what is that disease? What is that insect? What's the nutrient status of my crop? And immediately we can give an advice, hey, don't worry, that's not so dangerous. Keep going. Or, hey, watch out here. Globally scalable, building on AI, building on machine vision, giving very tangible help to growers. And what I think is unbelievably brave from Bayer, we are not tying this together with the sale of Bayer products. We are not tying this with any kind of price, This comes free of charge for growers. Currently, this year, round about 250,000 growers in 60 countries. Personally, I believe we need to 20 or 30-fold within the next 18 months. Also here, a couple of companies are helping. This is not really only developed in-house. We have a lot of startups coming up with these ideas and where we are co-creating these kind of products. Very funny situation. A product developed for smallholders and small farmers. Also very successful around Berlin. So I just pulled out of the system an overall usage map over the last couple of weeks here of central Germany, including Berlin. And what you see here is that even educated farmers say, holy smoke, this is helping me. This is improving my agronomy. How much more important is this for that billion farmers who never really learned how to grow a crop? Partnering is key. We are currently partnering with over a dozen companies globally. And I am absolutely looking forward to find a handful of new partners on this event going forward. So whenever you have a good idea, please do reach out. We partner, we share data, we share market access. Let's discuss about it. We can only win this by pulling totally different technologies really together. Only if we do this, and if the best minds on the planet put their heads together, we can be as enthusiastic, as confident, and as happy about agriculture as those kids are. Thank you.